My name is Kayla, and my topic was to reduce household food insecurity and hunger. So, for an introduction of what I'm going to be going over, I'm going to start with the overview of the leading health indicator, which is to reduce household food insecurity and hunger. I'm going to go over the data covering the topic and the geographic location that I chose. I'm going to go over the infographic that I made, description of the policy, letter to my person of interest, the conclusion, and then it's going to end with my references. For the data surrounding the leading health indicator to reduce household food insecurity and hunger, the health problem that I chose it to be related to was malnutrition. The history of the health problem, it's been a topic of study since the 20th century. Malnutrition, it makes people more susceptible to sicknesses and diseases by slowing the immune system. So whenever somebody becomes malnourished, they're more likely to develop other kinds of sicknesses that lead them to hospitalizations and decreased health. The current state of the problem is getting worse. The most recent data was 12.8% as of 2022. The target is 6%, with the baseline being 11.1% of households with food insecurity in 2018. Whenever you look at this topic, we get different statistics on a national or a state level, as well as a county. For the national statistics, this was as recent as 2022. About 86.5%, which is 114.6 million of US households felt that they were secure with the amount of food that they had. The prevalence of food security was statistically lower than 87.2%, 115.8 million in 2021. And as well as the individuals that didn't feel secure with the amount of food that they had in their household, 47.4 million people lived in food insecure households. 12.2 million of them were adults, and they had very low food security. 7.2 million children lived in food insecure households, and then 841,000 children, which would be 1.2% of the nation's children, lived in households in which one or more children experienced very low food insecurity. Whenever you look at it from a state perspective, I chose Ohio, with the data also being from 2022. In Ohio, 1,653,610 people are facing hunger, and of them, 505,430 of them are children. The county that I chose, or my demographic area, was Tuscarawas County, with the statistics also being from 2022. 12.1%, or 11,300 individuals, which would be the adults, were food insecure, with 12.9%, or 2,970 being children. On my infographic, I obviously put my health condition at the top is malnutrition. Um, and how the community can really impact this would be to create a budget, understanding the proper nutrition needs. So, vitamins, food pyramids, just things that some people don't understand when it comes to their health, different things that you need to take in, as well as what's good nutrition and bad nutrition. You know, do we eat a grilled chicken or do we go to McDonald's and get a double cheeseburger? Helping family and neighbors with meals and volunteering at a food bank. These are something that anybody can do. If you know your neighbors are down on their luck or just lost their job, you can help them by making them a meal. Food banks, church programs, free school lunches. These are also something that the healthcare system and the community can all come together and provide something. And then you can seek assistance from government programs. When looking at the social ecological model for the geographic location of Tuscarawas County, when I look at the individual level, this is things that can influence it, like income, employment. I mean, if you lose your job, you're not going to have as many resources to buy healthy foods. Educational programs and budgeting. On an interpersonal level, we can do family culture and food preferences, support from others. On an organizational level, we have school lunch programs, healthy lunch options at schools. We have donation centers, food banks, community food banks, local churches, food drives, free reduced lunches at school, which is something that they're starting to do more of, and then addressing unemployment rates, because this has a lot to do with not being able to have proper nutrition. Whenever you experience malnutrition, you may need to go to the hospital. Now we don't have insurance to cover that. On the policy level, we have SNAP benefits, food assistant programs. Increasing benefit amounts would be something that could possibly help, or by defining like what you can actually spend the money on that you're given. I mean, maybe we don't go to the store and buy 12 packs of Mountain Dew and we choose milk and orange juice, healthier options. And again, my policy, the one I chose was to establish Hunger-Free Students Bill of Rights Acts. I think it's very important for everybody to have proper nutrition, but more importantly, like it's important for students to have proper nutrition, especially while they're going to school. This is what fuels their brain. This is what helps them learn. Um, this was a federal proposal. The supporters, the primary one would be Kenny Yuko. The co-sponsors were Edna Brown and Cecil Thomas. Right now, it's on step 3, which is reported by committee and making its way through the legislation process. This requires schools to provide certain services to students who are eligible for free or reduced price meals. So you would pretty much fill out a paper, and once that's returned to school, if you do qualify, this is based on your parents' income, then that student is allowed to get a reduced price or a free lunch at the school. Sometimes it can include breakfast as well. All children should be able to take part in eating lunch at school. They shouldn't be denied because they don't have enough money to afford the lunch. Whenever it's done, the form obviously would get sent home. The parents fill it out and it goes over their job, their income, and determines whether or not the school should have to help feed the child. Some children, and it's very sad to think, but they go to school and that is their one meal that they eat every day. And not many people live that way, so many people don't understand that, but it's very important that they are receiving at least this amount of nutrition. The person that I decided to write my letter to was Governor Mike DeWine. His actually slogan was making sure Ohio children and families are the top priority, which I think is still improving. I support the legislation. I have 2 children, so this is very it's something I do believe in. I think it's very sad whenever a kid's parents can't afford proper nutrition for them, and I don't think the children should have to suffer. The Mike DeWine, he is the governor of Ohio, so he was a good candidate to write to. And then here are all my references. Thank you.